Taylor, take it away. Give our audience a little bit of background.
Okay. This picture is like you mentioned several years ago. That's because I first got my idea for my first book when I was in high school, and that is when I wrote it. And it was a way that helped me stay sane while surviving classes, and it turned out to be a source of great joy and fun to do as well. The tricky thing was that there was not a lot of resources available for teenagers. The self-publishing industry was only just kind of starting to form at that point. Most of the time you would get traditionally published, and you would usually have to kind of already be a thing to get traditionally published. Brandon King, my dad, ended up supporting me as he was going on his own author journey, finding all these resources. He helped me get what I needed to finish my book. Published it when I was 17, and several awards from local book award events. And that's kind of how I got started.
That's great. Thank you, Taylor. And she's actually an award-winning author on both of her books. Her first novel, published at 17, and then her second one, published some years later. So you want to talk a little bit about your books, the two books?
Yeah, sure. My first book is called Never Seen. And it's the first book in my series called The Phelan Legends. And the reason I started writing my series was because when I was younger, I grew up reading, things like the Spiderwick Chronicles, and I liked the Disney Fairies books that were out at the time. But the thing was, like, when I hit junior high, it's like, oh, everything just became super edgy and dark, and there was just an abundance of twinkly vampires and gross zombies, none of which I wanted to read. So I decided, okay, well, if there's no fairy books for this age range that I want to read, I guess I'll just take care of it myself. So that's why I wrote Never Seen. Got it published when I was still in high school. And then the reason it took several years to get the second book out was not because I didn't start it right away. I actually started working on it right after I finished the first book. But publishing is a process. Getting it noticed is quite a process. And then there was also this small thing called university that, took over my life for years. And I would carve out time on occasion to get some scenes written and keep brainstorming what direction do I want this series to go. Because I wanted it to tell one overarching story ultimately. And then, eventually I did get Flame Rider, the sequel, published a couple years ago, but that's why there was such delay, was because college, and then, getting into the workforce, because I went to college for an engineering degree, not an English degree, and got into engineering. And then, 2020 happened. So everything was inverted for everybody for a very long time. But Flame Rider got published a couple years ago, and I'm hoping to get my third book done this year.